Did you know that your brain has all kinds of files in it that store the information of your life, your thoughts, your feelings, your relationships, in the hopes of creating a system out of chaos? And my hope today is to talk about that process and how we build two types of files, negative files or positive files, and maybe to ask you to look at your own files and what you're building every single day and how that may impact you. Daily Dosers, my name is Connor McFadden, and why do I love talking about the brain? Why do I love nerding out and talking about your thought process? Because I am a counselor here at the church, and for whatever reason, I just always think about these types of things because I'm a big fat nerd. So the files we have, negative files happen that sometimes we get hurt in our life, and so our brain starts filing those away. This could be the Connor's hurt file. These are the times I've been hurt in my life. And so the more we think about those things, the more we're sending information across a highway that we're constantly building every single day. So it could be this person, I had this conversation today and they kind of hurt my feelings. Well, I log that away into my hurt file. But what can happen is if we're spending a lot of time thinking about negative things, we're building these negative files in our life. And at the end of a day, a year, or a decade, or maybe even a lifetime, we could have such a big file of negativity stored up in our life that we easily put files in there, even if they don't belong. So someone says something to you that's actually just kind of benign. It's just very neutral. But because we've been hurt and we constantly store up those files, we could send something right into that file storage of, oh, they said something negatively. And so it's almost a habit that we could practice every single day. And here's the thing, what we practice, we become. And so if I'm practicing negative thoughts every single day, I become a negative thinker. Now, the beauty of this is that you can also decide, hey, I don't want to think that way anymore. I want to practice something else. In fact, I want to make new connections. And this week it's about renewing your mindset, okay? So how do we do that? Maybe you're someone who goes, I don't want to think negatively about people or relationships anymore. Well, you could start today catching yourself and going, hey, I want to build something new. And it comes out of Romans 12:2. And I love that we have this here. It says, do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, like a pattern of negativity or frustration or whatever, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So we have the power to stop and say, hey, I want to think more positively. I want to build a highway, a file in my brain that stores positive things. And so it starts with saying, God, would you renew my mind? Would you come in and help me evaluate my thoughts differently to create a new pathway? And so here's what you're going to find that starts to happen is that you look at relationships different. You look at your husband or your wife and you start saying, hey, instead of thinking positively, critically, or negative, what could I think positively about them? And you will find that you start building something completely new. The natural byproduct of that is going to be grace and love and hopefulness. And so this week, I want you to evaluate, are my thoughts typically negative? Do I have a critical spirit? Or can I start pulling in and think of things differently? Can I embrace this fact that God wants to renew my mind, to help me build differently, that my thought patterns could be all about positivity, hopefulness, growth, and watch what happens when God starts to renew that and form that in your brain. Remember that you have the power to change your thought process, and it just starts with Jesus. You got some work to do, Daily Dosers. See you next time.